Hi guys, and welcome back to RedStone Productions. This is day 2 of Superbooth 2024 in Berlin. We are on the Pro Audio floor. I'm together with Ben, presenting some brand new EQ here from Cranborne Audio, the Harmonic EQ2. All right, so what can you tell us about this unit?
Okay, well, HE2 is an iteration of the Carnaby 500 series module that we launched last year, and Carnaby HE2 is a bringing this to a whole another audience and a whole another dimension, really. The model you can see here is actually a legacy edition, which are hand built in the UK, and this is one of only 100 that are available in the shops right now.
So it's a very limited stock.
Very limited stock.
Right.
But essentially, it's exactly the same as the more traditional retail units that will be coming out a little bit later on this month.
Okay.
But let me tell you a little bit about the EQ itself.
Yes, please.
So we've got 2 channels of what we call a harmonic EQ. We developed the world's first harmonic EQ, and the reason we think it's the world's first is because it's a completely unique circuit. The way that we're creating the EQ effect is completely different from the traditional method of using capacitors and resistor networks and things like that. We're actually using a saturation and the harmonics generated from that saturation to shape the EQ curves themselves. That has some really interesting effects, because whether you're boosting or cutting a frequency, if you're cutting a frequency, you're still generating harmonics of that frequency, which imbues a richness to the whole sound. Because we are controlling the harmonics that are generated and their relative intensities, we can tune very finely the kind of harmonics that are being generated per band. So, for example, the relative intensities of second and third harmonics for the low band is different to that in the mid and the high bands. And we have tuned those specifically to be mellifluous and harmonic and euphonic, and it creates for a really rich tonal textures that we can get from this device.
Okay, so let me wrap my head around this concept. So the thing is, you guys are actually boosting and cutting harmonic content of the overall program material that's going through the machine.
Well, yes. I mean, but also, rather than sort of creating wideband harmonic content and then EQing it, we're actually doing the EQ phase at the very beginning there. So we're creating the EQ from the harmonics.
Wow, okay. That's very, very interesting. It's going to sound different than any traditional
It
EQ.
sounds completely different from anything else you've heard.
Okay, I'm going to hop onto the headphones real quick and check it out myself. Okay, so and this is the 19-inch version of the actual harmonic EQ, the first.
Correct. So the actual circuitry that's generating the harmonics and creating all these wonderful sounds is the same as it is in the original 500 series version that we launched last year. With the 19-inch rack format, we're able to expose some more useful controls for people that simply can't fit in this format. So, for example, we've got some high and low cut filtering going on. We've got individual bypasses on the bands. Because we've got 2 channels of Carnaby in this box, we can operate it in 3 modes: dual mono, stereo, and mid-side. And mid-side is a real big thing for us, especially with this product. In addition, we've got inserts on the back. So the inserts have access to that mid-side decode matrix. So there's a load of stuff that we can do with this box.
I mean, yeah, we could see this being used on subgroups, stereo bus, mastering chains.
All of that. And I think part of it is because, people have got EQs already, right? But this offers something a little bit different. It can really sort of excite a dull mix, or it can enhance your instruments when you're tracking.
Very, very unique unit indeed.
Very unique.
Cool, all right. And then I kind of see their plugin running as well. What's the deal with that?
So again, breaking out into 19-inch format allows us to fully exploit things like digital control. I mean, the whole unit is digitally controlled analog, as is the original Carnaby, but now we can bring this properly into a DAW environment. And the image that you see on the screen there is actually a standalone app. But there are plugins for your DAW, Logic, Pro Tools, and all that. So it'll be completely integrated into the DAW as effectively an analog plugin.
So that you open that session, it will recall exactly as you left it last time.
You open the session, it will recall stuff. As the concept progresses, we'll be looking at doing kind of dynamic automation and things like that. So, all of those things that you can do with the plugin are designed so we can control this box. And as a company, Cranborne Audio are really excited about the whole digitally controlled analog piece, and certainly like everything that we do from now on is definitely having this stuff. It's so useful.
I mean, it can be extremely useful indeed. We spend so much time recalling every single unit every time we need to do a revision.
But we must never also forget that, you know, these units have been designed to be touched and used, right? So we've really got the best of both worlds here. We've got a really tactile unit, and we've got something which has complete control over.
To recall it. Okay, that's very nice. And can we ask you, this very limited batch of units, it's already available, right?
So these are available. There's 100 worldwide.
Okay, so it's gonna sell pretty quick, I guess.
Yeah, but the retail units, as I say, will be available a little bit later on this month. Check out your local dealer to see
how it actually. Okay, that's very, very nice. Man, thank you so much for showing me all of this.
Take it easy, guys.
It looks super, super interesting. I'm gonna hop onto the headphones and have a good listen.
Do.
Cheers.
Take it easy.